Hey Anne, how are you this morning or afternoon?
Well, it's afternoon here. I'm very good. I'm here in Ireland. How is things in Boston?
Excellent. It's a little bit warmer today. It's still frigid, but we went outside, we played with Pep's friends in the neighborhood for a short time. But it's still kind of frigid.
Okay, yeah, it's quite.
That's why you see the scarf.
Oh yeah, it's very cold here as well today.
Yeah, yeah. So it tells us the holidays are coming, right?
Exactly, the holidays are coming in full bloom.
Yeah. And so Anne and I are here because we want to lay out the beautiful offer that she has made for everyone in Love Your Body Challenge, and also for our friends, our family, our followers. Um, this is such an incredible opportunity. Some of you may not know, some of my background is I'm an esthetician, or that is one of the many plan Bs in my resume or curriculum vitae. And I've also had my own cosmetic company where I manufactured all my own organic skincare creams and potions, facial potions. And I have to say that even though good creams and potions and serums are wonderful for the external piece of the face, but as an esthetician, we were getting into different kinds of electrical stim technology to help facilitate muscle contraction. And it's really hard to sustain those kinds of treatments. And they require you to show up at the salon every week, a couple times a week. And so with the face yoga, you are actually getting a much more sustained muscle treatment for your face that's going to give you that long lasting, beautiful, ageless appearance for you to feel confident to lead with the best version of yourself in any situation, whether you are doing a Facebook Lives, sharing family photos and events, doing Instagram posting, going to galas, or just meeting a neighbor, for coffee. And also, most importantly, is competing in the workforce. There is age discrimination. It's not really spoken about. It's not pointed to because in the US, it's totally against the law, but it does exist. And so embracing working with all ages in our workforce communities, we do need to look our best and lead with our best version. So Anne and I today put together a walkthrough of the offer. And so we'd like to begin with that. And any comments while I go ahead and share my screen?
Oh yes, do ya?
So just give me a moment. I'm going to share my screen here. So we wanted to give you a little bit of a walkthrough what you might expect. This is a very different way of delivering a program. Many of you who've done online programs before may be used to, signing into a membership site to get your self-paced videos and then coming to a Facebook group for some lackluster support. So what Anne has created is really phenomenal. Not a lot of people do this because it is really rich, and she is available. Many people who have Facebook groups, the owners or the creators of the content, they're never there. They have moderators or they expect the group to carry it themselves. Anne is totally dedicated to our success and changing and strengthening our faces. So we want to kind of walk you through this approach because it can be really confusing based on some of your experiences of participating in an online program. So this is I want you guys to imagine that this is your face yoga studio where you're showing up, except the only thing you don't have to do is get into your car. You don't have to find parking, and you can do it in the comfort of your own home, and your studio is available to you 24/7. There's no passcodes, there's no membership login, there's no hassle to try and find, your workouts. And the community is rich, and it's there to support you. So Anne, let's go ahead and do a walkthrough what to expect.
So
you want to start with the first one?
So with the first one, we're going to have our weekly brand new face yoga routine. That's going to be a live stream option and the option to join on Zoom. So the screen, we're going to send you a link to Zoom, and you can participate that way. So you will have a lot richer, more interactive experience with me. So it's like as though you'll just me doing the yoga moves.
That's right. And this is an option. If you guys don't want to be on Zoom, you're not going to miss out. It's going to be live streamed directly to the Facebook page, and it will remain there for, the duration of the week for you to access, for you to practice, right? The invitation to the Zoom, though, is that little extra advantage that Anne is, putting together for you, so that she can, take a look while we're doing the exercises, and she can make some tips and hacks based on what she's seeing in Zoom. We can't really do that on the live stream to Facebook. We can't see each and every one of you, but in Zoom we can, and it's designed for those people who want to have that extra feedback from Anne to join on Zoom. But please bear in mind that you will be live streamed into the Facebook group, and the Facebook group is private. This is not open to the entire Facebook community. This is like a secret group. So whatever occurs in this group is done to stay here. It's totally private. It's not to be, put out into social media, so that we can create a really safe environment for our members to participate.
And if I could just say, the advantage of the Zoom then is that I can, it'll give me feedback, so I can say if you're putting too much pressure, or if you have your fingers placed correctly, or, just any little thing like that, or if there's an issue maybe with something in your face, that I can look a little bit more and maybe offer more suggestions on how to get more of a richer face yoga workout. So it'll be, oh, I'm right there.
Yeah. And so, if you were to go to a brick and mortar facility, and what do I mean by brick and mortar? That's, you're having to get out of your house, whether you're in Boston, maybe you're walking in the neighborhood and having to navigate slippery, wet, icy bricks, or maybe you're in Cork and you're driving your car and you're having to find parking and it's a raining night. That is a brick, you're having to show up to a brick and mortar facility. You go to your class, right? And your class ends and you pay your per class fee, right? So whatever that might be, in the US, a class like this, like whether it's yoga, whether it's meditation, whether it's a workout, whether it's Zumba or face yoga, is, per class, in and around the $20 threshold. So the value here is you're getting 4 of these full routines available live, and then the recording is right there, right after the live. It's right there in your Facebook group that you get to access all week long. It's not like it's there and it disappears. Just like at the brick and mortar, you did your yoga, and now you go home, you've got to pay again to go and get your next yoga class later in the week. That's not the case here. This routine is your weekly routine. It's there for you to continue to engage and interact with it all week long, until the next week is a new live routine, enhancing the moves, a little bit more advanced techniques, maybe some additional insights on a particular area. So each week's routine is going to change, and you have that access for it the whole week to practice, and the ability to practice with others in your Facebook group. So let's just say brick and mortar for 4 classes is about $80. And, that's kind of like a little bit on the low end, of the scale. So we tried to put it in an average. So that alone, just 4 classes, you walk in the door, you disappear, you go home, and then you got to turn around and come back because you can't take it with you, right? So in this case, just, clarifying one more time, your yoga studio here on the Facebook group is available for you 24/7. There's no fear of missing out. And this is the important piece. Even if you can't join us on the start date on Friday for the live, it's going to be there for you. You're going to have support of the members of the group. And we invite you to keep using that routine all week long. Anne and I will be, checking in on you, supporting you, encouraging you so that we can all get the accountability and the results. And it's really fun, right? Because we start to connect and create that community engagement together.
And that's what you need, because it's so difficult to do this on your own. It's so difficult to, get the motivation or to tell yourself that you have the time, but it's something that you must do if you want to look your best every day. And of course we all do. And people are turning towards everything else, like we were talking about, the creams, the injectables, that's a quick fix solution, but ultimately you need to look after the underlying problems of the skin, and that is the muscle, because the skin is attached to the muscle, and you just won't get that kind of treatment elsewhere. And you must dedicate the time to it, or else you'll just be unhappy with yourself. You don't want to be a person who disappears. You want to look your best every day.
Absolutely. And, the advantage is that your class is not held by a time commitment. So if you can't make it at Friday at 3 o'clock, that's okay. Your class is still available to you 24/7. So it kind of takes a little bit of time for this to soak in, because we've seen so many different models on social media and how to access them. And then also trying to think about that model as it relates to how we show up in a brick and mortar program.
And I have clients, coming to my classes here in Cork, and they were saying the traffic, then, trying to drive through, it's so difficult to get there, trying to get the parking, then maybe they have to rush out of work. And, I'm always trying to get a time that'll facilitate everybody, but it's impossible because everybody has their different routine. And this way you can just fit it into your routine.
Yeah, absolutely. So, the time is really begins to dissolve, because you can work this in to your life in a very functional and practical manner. All right, so let me go ahead and share back to the document again, so we can go over the next thing, what to expect and what you get. So this is what is really, really exciting, is that, Anne is involved in this community. It's not just turned over to a moderator to run it. You have that touch point with her. And every week, there will be a 15-minute Q&A where you can pop on. There will also be a Zoom link if you choose that you want to do Zoom. That's fine too. Or it will be live streamed to the Facebook group. A post will be created a couple days before the Q&A so that you can pop in your questions, things that you're coming up against. And Anne will show up to answer those questions live, and you can join her in the Zoom room as well. And she'll be going over some tips, some hacks, some of the things that she's seeing that we're doing with our technique and the practices that we do together, so that we can master our skills.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me, this does not exist in any brick and mortar class. You go to the class is finished, you're done. There isn't any follow-up. There isn't any, personal coaching and mentoring to master the skill, right? You go to the class and you leave. But in this instance, every week you are getting that additional support, those tips and those hacks that come from the Q&A. Really, really important. This is, such a huge value. So 4 of these per month, 1 every week, is a total value of $46. If you were to just get, some personal tutoring from Anne, I guarantee you couldn't get it at this price.
Exactly, yeah.
All right, so let's move on. I love this that you have put in to make our yoga studio coming here so rich, so exciting. My body and face are already, so excited and finding great pleasure. But tell us a little bit about, the 4 times a month, once a week, coming in and creating some target areas for us.
So every week I'm going to work on something different. So week 1, I'm going to work on the forehead and the 11th. Now that's the area where most people want to get their Botox done to begin with. So we're going to work on that. Now I do overall face toning, then I concentrate more on this. Then week 2, I'm going to do the eyes. That's going to include puffy eyes, dark circles, crow's feet, and those fine little lines under the eyes. We're going to work on exercises specifically for them. Then week 3, I'm going to do cheeks and nasolabial lines, because the smile lines or nasolabial lines, as they're sometimes called, wrongly called, they kind of work together with the cheeks. And then for the last week, I'm going to do jaw and neckline. So for the hour, yeah. So for the hour, I'm going to do overall face toning and just focus a little bit more on those areas. And then throughout the week, we're going to work on those areas as well. But
the target areas.
The target areas. But you can fit this in again whenever it suits you, because what I would like for people is to be doing 10 or 15 minutes every day. And I know that we're all super busy. I know that we all have a jam-packed schedule, but this is something that you must do for yourself if you want to maintain your looks. If you want to stop Father Time suddenly catching up on you and you're thinking, oh my God, what happened to me? I used to be a young, vibrant person. I want to look the way I did 20 years ago. If you want to stop that happening, you must just put in 10 or 15 minutes, and it is achievable. And you can follow along with me. I'll be there encouraging and motivating you. And this is more important than any creams. If we all tried if the creams worked, if there was a miracle cream in a jar, we wouldn't be talking right here, right
now. That's right.
We would have bottled that by now, and we would be selling it everywhere.
Right.
But what's really important are target exercises. And if you don't want to resort to injectables or brutal treatments, which are aggressive and cause more problems in long term than they actually solve, then you must do these exercises. It's either that or that's what you're faced with. So it's totally worth it putting in 10 or 15 minutes. But you can follow along with me on Facebook. We're always there with our phones. Just tune in whenever you can, and you will get the benefit.
And the best part, especially in the Q&A and in the target elements, is Anne and will be giving you tips how you can functionally incorporate an isolated targeted exercise into your morning routine. So let's say you're in the shower. What is one of those exercises in the target area that you can do while you're in the shower or putting on your makeup? Or you often say, I do this one when I'm driving. And so all of a sudden, what you start to see is little pieces accumulating throughout the day. So when Anne says, oh, you got to invest that 15, that 20 minutes, well, that 15 or 20 minutes can actually be an accumulation of the various exercises that you dose when you're driving, when you're in the shower, when you're putting on your makeup. When I'm staring, looking at the coffee pot, my go-to exercise is the nasolabial fold with the circle. That is my go-to kind of all day long. And that's why I'm starting to see some really good results here where I haven't been really consistent with the under eye exercises, because this one has been my go-to in the last several days that, we started introducing the face yoga into the Love Your Body Challenge.
That's a fabulous one to do. That'll really kind of help push out the nasolabial lines. And even if you're waiting for your kettle to boil when you're making your coffee, you know, that's a great one to bring in. There's lots of them you can do when you're watching TV, or if you're stuck in a queue. If you're stuck in a queue at the supermarket, you can get your eye workout in. I have little techniques to do, very discreet exercises that nobody will even notice. And as I said, my eyesight has improved as well for the past 4 years with my optician, that they do not expect any further degeneration of my eyes. But on top of that, it's the muscle around the eyes that I have been exercising. And these muscles have tightened considerably because I'm just feeling fabulous now for my age.
Which is really, and I can't wait to get there, because this is my, I've done this damage myself to this area of my eye, because I am a scratcher from a very, very young age. I've had eczema in my tear ducts that have, cropped up at different times in my life. And I will dig and dig and dig at it. And so I've created some damage. So I'm hoping to be able to, that's one of my goals in the 28-day, in our face yoga studio, that I'm looking to see some nice changes with.
You can actually heal up that area because the skin is more elastic than you think. And you were already saying that you can feel a bit more elasticity, that the skin isn't as crepey, that it looks softer, and that's just for a little bit of work. So we're really going to focus on the eyes, and you will be able to heal up a lot of that area and a lot of that looseness. So we will focus on that in week 2.
All right, let's go back to our offer and work our way through. Okay, so where does that put us? Oh, so that's the target area. Just to follow that up, forehead and levances week 1, eyes are week 2, labial nasal folds week 3, chin and neck.
Yeah, chin, neck, and the jawline area. We tend to get a lot of. That's week 4. We get a lot of lymph in that area, and I like to have a jawline nice and sharp. It's more youthful, and it's an area that you can get jowls and double chin quite easily, just because of the lymph build up, and of course gravity not helping.
And if I was to work with you one-on-one, just to work on a target area, there is no way that it would be, $15 working one-on-one with you for that session. And so, the total value right there, and I mean, we've really lowballed that, is $60, right? If I was to work with you one-on-one to do target face areas, it would be $60 a session. It's not $60 for the whole value. And so you guys are going to see how this begins. The value of of our face yoga studio is, to be able to deliver it like this, for wait till you see, the offer that we have for you. You can see it here because I didn't hide it, but it's just really an incredible offer. You're getting so much that has been jam-packed into this for you to take it in bite-sized doses, to have the support, to be able to access it every single day, pieces that are most important to you. I mean, this is incredible. You can't get that in your brick and mortar. And a lot of Facebook groups do not have this kind of support from the owner, from the creator of the program. It is handed off all the time to a moderator, or sometimes not even that, just for the members to communicate with themselves, and it's usually very lackluster. So this is a really rich community environment with incredible support and engagement. Which brings us to item number 4. Daily engagement with you in comments, asking questions, responding to people's, responses, how they're, what they're feeling as they're doing the workout, and giving people encouragement and support. And this is really totally invaluable. This is you with Anne. This is like you getting that, that one-on-one workout with her. It's just not available. You can check out any other, of the face yoga or the brick and mortar programs. You
And it's
don't
the
get
easy,
this.
because I have joined programs. I've done postpartum programs. You're given something on WordPress, then I have to look and find my password. You have to switch on your laptop. You have to sit by your own in front of it and do it. And it's actually impossible. With the best of intentions, I've given up so many times. Whereas this is very easy for you to access. We all have our phones on us. We all have, our tablets. You just go into your Facebook. It's bang right there. There's no looking around. There's no being on your own. I mean, so many groups, genuine groups where there is support, really achieve goals together. Try to do this on your own. It's just impossible. And I don't know how many times I've bought books on the subject matter and other things, and self-help is shelf-help.
Yeah, it always goes on the shelf. You can never get back there. So, you can access this on all your devices. You can access on your cell phone. Like, let's say, for example, you're traveling. You can't go to your brick and mortar face yoga class. If you paid for a membership, you just lost those classes for that week in that month, right? And so this way, your class, your yoga studio goes with you no matter where you are in the world, as long as you have a Wi-Fi connection.
And it's just you're there with people who are like-minded, because when I first was doing my face yoga, I was a closet face yogini. I was ashamed to tell people what I was doing. I had no support and encouragement. I eventually started telling friends, because they did notice that my skin looked much better and everybody was complimenting me. So I eventually started telling people, but there was no support. There was no encouragement. I'll be there helping and encouraging people, because I really believe in this. And I really believe that every woman should look as beautiful as they can every day. You want to prolong your looks for as long as you can, to the best that you can. And it is a lot more achievable nowadays with face yoga.
Oh, absolutely. It is there is a reason why cosmetics and creams and serums are $1 billion industry. So even though we may not want to admit it or declare it, that fountain of youth sort of does linger in the back of our minds, right? And so this is just a great way to join a community, get the support. Why do we keep, and why do you and I keep harping on support and community?
Because I really feel with the support that we can give people is that people will do it every day. Consistency is key. I mean, it's like a gym. Everybody has gone to the gym, I'm sure, at some stage, and you pay your membership, but you're just a lone wolf, and that's hard.
Whereas it is hard.
It is. It's not, being a lone wolf in anything is difficult. When you have support, when you have friendship, when you have other people encouraging you online, you're going to stick with it. In order to get the results that you want, you need to do this daily. I will show you how to incorporate it into your life, and just to remember to do it. Just have someone there telling you, this is a very easy one to do when you're driving, the tongue twister. Anytime I'm doing my tongue twister, I'm doing my hamster cheeks when I'm cooking. And when you see other people doing it, when everybody else is doing it, you remember, oh yeah, I can do this. So you just incorporate it then into your life, and it'll just make such a difference. And then in 10 years or in 5 years' time, or even just a month's time, you won't be thinking, oh my God, I need to have more makeup. Oh my God, more makeup. Oh, I need to think about Botox. You won't be thinking.
To save for some, more invasive techniques like facial or plastic surgery, right?
Yeah, I mean, as a face yoga and teacher, I'm completely against those for many, many reasons. Because with Botox, you're freezing the muscle and there's no blood flow into it. Imagine if there was no blood flow into my bicep. You're just going to completely no nutrients, there's no oxygen. With the techniques that I have built into my program, we're going to do facial exercise. massage and acupressure. It's just completely different to any of these plastic invasive surgeries. They're just going to completely distort your muscles, because I have studied the face. I have made it my business to know everything I can about the face. I was obsessed with it. And when you cut muscles and when you stitch them or when you inject them, you are ruining their look. You want your muscles to be tight and firm so that the skin on top is tight and firm. You do not want them pulled and distorted or frozen. If they're frozen, they're going to be paralyzed and they will droop. And any kind of a droopy muscle is more susceptible to gravity. This is why I'm just completely against these things, and how easy it is to incorporate these type of exercises into your lifestyle so that you don't have to resort to these highly expensive. It's 900 in here anyway. It's 900 euros every 3 months. That's a mortgage.
Right. And you know what? Okay, so as we're looking at all of this together, one of Anne's passions is really education. You guys, you see it right here as we're going through what to expect. She delivers from the heart. She over delivers. She just a full-blown one-on-one, the art and science behind face yoga, right? So she's creating units so that you can learn more of the art and science, because when we know what it is that we're doing, then we are more likely to have a sticky cookie reaction to that, be able to cling to it and do it. And so, this is Anne's expertise. She has learned, she has honed her skills, her knowledge, and going to deliver that to you, that education piece that you're not going to see in a brick and mortar class. You're not going to see that anywhere. And so that's why this daily engagement, our weekly live stream Q&A, you are learning along with doing, understanding why your face yoga exercises are working, what's happening physiologically and anatomically in the body. One of my favorite takeaways is, and you've heard me say it before, is building bone density in, let me just switch. Building bone density in the jaw and maxilla. As we age, it really deteriorates. That's where we start to see the loosening of teeth, having to go with teeth implants or dentures. And trust me, as an occupational therapist, I wear a lot of hats. Sorry, guys. I have a long history of all kinds of roles. But as an occupational therapist, working with patients with dentures, it changes a person's life. They can't chew. There's different textures of food that they can't tolerate. And there is huge muscular facial loss, as well as a propensity for infection in the jaw. So, these are the things that are the extra added bonuses that you wouldn't get in a brick and mortar, going to the gym kind of class. But in the face yoga studio that Anne has created, this private Facebook group, you are getting all of this richness to help you stay on track, to keep you motivated, teaching your body that this is so much pleasure that it won't be difficult, because your body will enjoy it so much. It will come with ease. It will be pointing and guiding you like, hey, it's time for some face yoga exercise. I really like that. I like seeing the results, and I like getting the feedback. When we get feedback from others, it is amazing what happens to our accountability.
Oh, definitely. Oh yeah, I can attest to that.
Okay.
I mean, so just even compliments that I get. Oh yeah, no, go ahead.
So let me go back to the share and just kind of talk about, if you were to add all of that incredible, value together, you would come up with this program to be $166. And even at that rate, it's an incredible value. So for all of our friends, our families, our followers, people who have participated in the Love Your Body Challenge, we have this very special holiday offer. It's $66 US, $60 euro. And, you know, that is a workout membership, you know, and you're getting your classes. You're not going to miss your class. There's no fear of missing out. Plus, there is so much extra built in, you know, your Q&As, the weekly, the target areas, and also the daily engagement, education, the art and science around what you're doing, as well as, you know, the community to support you. So I just want to share some of the comments. Let's just share some of the comments. Ageless Beauty Face Yoga, it's starting November 15th. I just want you guys to know, if you can't be there at this time, it doesn't mean you're missing out. Go ahead and join. You can pick up the yoga class right there. It's not too late. You're not going to miss out on anything if you can't make the live. So let me stop the share, and I want to, you and I, Anne, to go over some of the testimonials, some of the comments that we've been receiving, you know, in the week that we did, we offered the face yoga in the Love Your Body Challenge. Gotten a lot of good comments, and even with our friends, our families and followers who weren't a part of that challenge also started commenting and signing up. You want to share one of yours?
Well, in my bricks and mortar class, I've had private clients that I would see privately. Then they join the group class just to get that extra bit of motivation and stimulation and relaxation, just to keep up their exercises. They're all asking me to do more classes, more workshops. I have a friend of mine that I used to do one-on-one with. She's 45 and she was at a seminar with accountants and they were all men. And of course, she was, you know, a bit self-conscious being one of the only women. And I don't know, the conversation she told me got around to talking about her looks. And one of the men said, I thought you were 38 and she was 45. So we were doing just a few classes together for about 3 weeks. And she brought her age from 45 to 38.
Yeah, that's just incredible.
So she was really happy with that. Again, I have people coming to my group classes. They want me to do more and more workshops, more and more classes. So it's really working for people. They love them. They really enjoy them.
Yeah, absolutely. And this just makes it so much easier. And, you know, we're getting traction in the US market here. And it makes it like so international and so cool that we can connect all around the world. You know, like people in my class, it's, you know, all across the US, all across Europe, right? And it is just so enriching, bringing us all together to do this. So I know that Madison, who's been in Love Your Body Challenge, and during Face Week, she was really concerned about having to consider some plastic surgery, injectables, and the big cost of, you know, having to look at that because, you know, she was expressing, look, I'm getting ready to publish my book. I'm going to have to make appearances and I'm going to have to start doing lives. And I don't feel confident in my, you know, the way that my face looks. And so she is so excited to join the, you know, our face yoga studio, the Ageless Beauty Face Yoga, and is one of our newest members joining. Deanna Bette had said in when we put this offer up that, wow, what an amazing offer. There's so much being delivered here. Jill Marie Haas, who was not part of our Love Your Face, Love Your Body Challenge, however, is one of our followers and friends and colleagues. And when she saw the offer, you know, she was just ecstatic about it. Again, you know, she's a coach. She does a lot of public speaking events, and she's very interested in leading with her face forward. Cynthia Haas, no way, no how wants to do any of the injectables. Again, another person who is, you know, out there having to lead with her face for her branding, moving her message and the people that she wants to help, and leading with her face is really important for her as well. So that's been just some of the feedback. you know, from posts, from comments that we've been receiving from our communities, um, about their personal thoughts about face yoga.
So as you can see, it's just a wonderful class. It's a wonderful practice. Build it into your routine every day. It can be very easy. You know, you don't always have to sit down and do it. I get a lot of my lower face done when I'm doing the routine. And then other times I work on my eyes if I'm in a queue for the shopping market or in the supermarket, or if I'm cooking, I integrate it throughout my day all the time. But then it's very nice to have, you know, a 1 hour good overall face toning. That's really wonderful too. And then throughout the week, you're going to integrate it and do the other sections with me.
Yeah, and we will practice. You know, we'll be inviting you to practice with us. You know, as you guys are available, you know, to do so and to join in. And then this way, Anne can watch our technique, you know, what we're doing, so that she, in the Q&A, can make some, you know, fine tuning adjustments for each and every one of us. So with that, we're really excited to see you guys on the other side. We'll post the payment link is a PayPal link, 66 US, 60 euros. And as soon as we have received the payment, we'll go ahead and automatically add you into the group. Or, you know, reach out to us if you have questions. You're not really sure about this kind of platform, you've never experienced this platform before. Please, you know, private message us, put some comments below the video, so you know that we can help you, you know, walk through any resistance that you may be feeling. Also, Anne, I have a very, very special gift. We are going to offer, we have one scholarship position available for somebody
Yes.
who really, really wants to be in this face yoga studio class with us. So, you know, below, to enter to win the scholarship, we want to see, you know, what it is for you that you want with your face. What is it that you want to change? What do you expect? What is it that you would love to be able to join us in face yoga? We have one scholarship seat available.
Yes, so get back to us with that and we'll choose one lucky winner.
So I think that will do it for now and for today, and we're hope to see you guys on the other side.
Okay, see everybody. Join me for face yoga.